Looks like I'm live, folks. This is the first live stream I've done on this channel. I've had this channel for, I think, 8 years now, and I usually do my live streams on Banana JSSI. If there's anybody out there watching right now, just let me know how the quality of the video is and how the audio is coming through. For those of you that are subscribing to my other channel, Banana JSSI, I do live streamings periodically there. Hey, it's working. I got it. You know what I had to do to get this one to work? I actually had to download Google Chrome. So now it's actually working. So now I can do live streams on this. So let me know where you are out there. Let me know if you're growing palms, if palm trees and exotic plants. And I do appreciate you watching my videos here. But like I say, tune into my other channel for daily uploads, Banana JSSI. It's an older YouTube channel than this one. I've had it for a decade now. And I actually have one other channel that I started in 2008. So anyway, it's nice to see that I can actually live stream on here now. I'm going to try typing something. For those of you who want to know a little bit about this channel, it pertains to exotic plants, palm trees, and gardening, and kind of pushing the envelope a little bit. We live on an island in the North Pacific here in the Southern Gulf Islands off the southwest coast of British Columbia, Canada. And we grow all sorts of exotic plants, palm trees, and our growing zone here at our end of the island is a northern zone 9A. You've probably seen that from watching the videos. The uploads, I shoot the videos here in our garden around our island and other areas around the Pacific coast of Canada. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing well out there and faring well with the pandemic that's been circulating the earth. We haven't had any confirmed cases on our island, thank goodness. But I do feel pretty safe here on this rock. Anyway, this is a very short live stream, and I'm just doing a test run right now. And like I say, if there's anybody out there, give a signal. Say, there we go. Hello from, there we go. Yeah, you're in there. Cool. So we do have a viewer. That's good. So, I could not figure out why from Mukilteo, Washington, not that far away from here. If I ran a straight line across from where I live, it would bang right into Birch Bay, Washington, and the south end of our island. Alan, loud and clear. Awesome. So you know what I did? I downloaded Google Chrome. I could not figure out why on earth I could not live stream on this channel. I'm always live streaming on Banana JSSI. I just did a 1 hour and 11-minute live stream on Banana JSSI about an hour ago. And downloading Google Chrome really helped out. So I'm glad this works. I'm on a different computer here. This is my newer Lenovo laptop. And like I say, I do upload on this channel periodically. This is a newer channel. I think I started this one in 2012, something like that. So good to see you in there, Alan, my friend from down under. He's in Australia. And then M.W. Warner 1 in the Evergreen State, Washington. Okay. And like I say, the south end of our island, if you draw a straight line across, you would bang right into Bellingham, Washington. We are in the same archipelago here as the Washington State San Juan Islands. A lot of people can never figure out where the southern Gulf Islands are. When we say southern, you're probably thinking in the Gulf of Mexico somewhere, but we are off the extreme southwest coast of British Columbia, Canada. And we grow a lot of different plants here, as you've seen from the videos. We got bottle brushes blooming right now, which we also call, I guess it's like Melaleuca, same family as eucalyptus. We have some eucalyptus trees blooming right now. The lemon bottle brushes are blooming, Callistemon pallidus, and the rigida, and then we have another red species that should be blooming soon. It's budded up and ready to pop. And like I say, some of the eucalyptus trees are blooming. We have a big Eucalyptus gunnii in full bloom right now, and it's starting to peter out. It's been blooming for a while, and when we step out our back kitchen door every morning, it's just buzzing with bees. And I said to Wendy, maybe we should invest in some beehives and get some eucalyptus honey. I've had eucalyptus honey before. I've had it brought back from Australia for me, and it is really, really tasty. I bet you Alan knows about that, living in Australia. In Australia, you can pretty much grow everything, and they have so many different climate zones in Australia, from the cool mountaintops of Kosciuszko, and you go up to the tropical cairns, and then you can get into the outbacks where it's desert. It's an amazing country. I've had friends that have been there and they loved it. And maybe one of these days, if I can get beyond Central Pacific and head into the South Pacific, I would love to see Australia. There's so many nice plants there. I would drool over. And I know that because I've watched videos on the plants that grow in Australia, and friends that have traveled there absolutely love it. Yes, know about the great, yeah. You gotta love, you gotta love eucalyptus honey. And once in a while, I have seen it in the store. I haven't bought it. Little containers, quite expensive, but I know somebody around here has beehives, I'm sure, and the bees that are taking the pollen from these eucalyptus trees are flying back to those beehives, and those people are definitely getting some eucalyptus flavor in their honey. I've had lavender honeys and a whole bunch of different types of honeys from around here because we do have a lot of beekeepers on Salt Spring. I don't know of any around me, but I know we do have beekeepers on Salt Spring Island. I don't know the distance a bee actually travels after they start taking the pollen from the plants. Maybe it's miles, I'm guessing, but somebody's going to get some tasty gum tree honey. So it's been a fabulous spring here. Watch an old series called Bush Tucker Man on YouTube. He is a bit an expert on. Oh, sweet. That sounds cool. Right on. I'm gonna have to watch that one. Bush Tucker Man. I better write that down because I'll forget it. Cool. That sounds like pretty awesome. I like stuff like that. And you know the thing with YouTube, you can watch just about anything on there. Bush Tucker Man. So is it like it's sort of like a garden show, or is it just kind of like some dude like me that goes out into the bush and he talks about different plants that grow down under? I'm guessing that's what it is, and that's what makes it more fun to watch too. And like I say, Australia is a big country. I think if you took Australia and you stuck it into continental USA, it would probably take up most of the lower 48 states. That's how big Australia is. A lot of people think it's some little island stuck down there in the South Pacific. It is a big chunk of land. And yeah, like I say, one of these days we're going to get there. Um, and most of you know I do live on Salt Spring Island. And now you know where I am located. For those of you that's just tuned in, Salt Spring Island is on the west coast of Canada. Okay, and it is much different here than the other parts of Canada when it comes to climate. We have different types of vegetation that grows here. We have the madrona trees, Pacific madrona, which you've seen videos of. Uh, Probably on my other channel. I probably have them on this channel too. Pacific madrona. A lot of people think they're related to eucalyptus trees, but they are not. Just because the bark peels on them, that doesn't mean they're related to them. They are a broadleaf evergreen, and the flowers are actually, if you look at them, they look like a heather flower or a Pierre's flower. They're an upside down urn shape, and they are actually in the heather family, madrona, and they are an absolutely beautiful tropical looking tree that really don't look like they have any business growing this far north. Alan, he was an army major who was told by the army to ID plants and trees. Soldiers in the interior and remote coast. Oh, that is cool. Right on. Like survivalists, like a survivor man, a guy that goes out there and he could survive off the vegetation. It's amazing how many plants are edible out there. A lot of people class them as weeds, and those are the good ones you can eat. The army now uses info survival book. That is sweet. That is cool, man. So this dude knows his stuff. And you know what? Most all medicine is actually derived from plants. They do get it from plants. It's like, we grow stinging nettles here. And most people class them as weeds. They want to spray those things with poison and get rid of them. Stinging nettles are one of the best plants. I harvest them. We have patches of them down in the deep ravine, and I make tea out of it. We dry it, make tea, and Wendy uses it in the cooking. So stinging nettle is actually very high in iron. So if you're low in iron, you take stinging nettle. It's very good for your kidneys. And the stems, you can weave baskets out of them. They're very fibrous. And I was told fish nets many moons ago were made out of nettle stems, woven together like to make a fiber, right? They're very fibrous. Major less hiddens, former infantry and aviation regiments. Sweet. That is cool. So this is a new show, Alan? It's a pretty recent show, or is it an older one? Are they like reruns? And it doesn't matter to me because I've never seen them. I mean, Wendy's down there watching reruns of Friends right now, right? And that ended like 16 years ago. And I watch them too sometimes because they're funny. So this makes me really happy that I can actually do some live streaming on here now. So if my other computer ever conks out, I can also flip it over to my other YouTube channel here and do some more live streaming on Banana J SSI. So anyway, I won't stay on here too long, and this is really more of a test. And I'm glad you guys are in there. Old show, very old, but tech info replants tree species relevant today. Sweet. Yeah, well, definitely plants don't go out of style, that's for sure, unless they become extinct. There's a plant I want from Australia, and it's called a Wollemi pine, and we grow it here on Salt Spring Island. There's not a lot of people that grow the Wollemi pine, and it was kind of discovered, I think, growing into some deep canyons back in the 1990s. And I have a friend that doesn't live very far from me, and she's got a pretty good size one growing in her garden. And if I can propagate it, it's going to be a good thing. So one of the lower branches was actually touching the ground when I went to her place to do a garden consultation a couple months ago. So she says, let's do this for you. So we took the yeah, you're lucky you got them by. They're beautiful, Alan. So we dug a little hole, and I pushed the branch down into the hole, covered it up with dirt, the branch part of it, and put a big rock on it. So I'm hoping roots are going to come out of there. And if they do, we're going to cut that off, and she's going to give me a piece of that Wollemi pine. She planted it, God, years ago. And I do actually have a video of it on Banana JSSI when I was down at her. She's got some big palm trees at her place and the Wollemi pine, a secret location. Wow. So were they weren't thought to be extinct, right? They were actually newly discovered. Is that right? They were a newly discovered species. Unlike the Taxodium, is it Taxodium deciduum? Not Taxodium, Metasequoia. Metasequoia is a plant, Dawn redwood, I thought was thought to be extinct, I believe, and they discovered living specimens many moons ago in a remote area of China. Secret location. So how big are they? They must be big trees, eh, Al? Like I'm sure they're probably what 50, 100 feet tall? It's amazing. I would love to stand under some giant Wollemi pines. They are such a beautiful tree. I also like the Cook Island pines and the Norfolk Island pines, and I'm sure there's tons of those around you too. Um, we don't grow them here. There's a few people that kind of test them out. I know of a smaller one growing out in Tofino, my buddy Brian's place. Lady down the road from me many years ago had one in her front yard. It lasted 5 winters, and then it kind of packed it in when it got too cold. So yeah, Norfolk Island pine is not a long-term plant here, but in the same family, Ericaria, Ericana is the monkey puzzle tree, and Ericaria angustifolia, native to South America, is also a long-term plant here. There are 100, 120-year-old specimens, and some even planted in the 1800s on our coast. And there's some old 100-year-old specimens on our island as well. Okay, folks, I think I'm going to back on out of here. I'm so happy to see you in there. This is just a short live stream. Check out my other channel, Banana JSSI. I'm sure most of you have. And that's where I do the daily uploads. And I do a few uploads here and there on this channel as well. All right. Take care, you guys. Stay safe out there. And thanks for hopping in. And I really appreciate it. I'm just happy that this thing is working and streaming. All right. Cheers to you, and see you all next time. Bye for now. Oh, just a minute. If you need any seeds, I'll try and hunt them down. Oh, that'd be awesome. I know. I mean, Alan, I'd love to send you some seeds. The only thing I could actually send to Australia was a small tiki. I make tikis, and I made one out of arbutus wood, and I sent it to a friend in Australia. I'm trying to think how long ago that was. Maybe about 6 years ago, 7 years ago. It could have been 8 years ago. And I sent it to her, Australia, and that made it there fine. And but I've never sent any seeds there. I think it's very tricky to send seeds to Australia. Not so tricky to send seeds here. All right, take care, Alan, and everybody else that's been in there. We will see you next time. Stay safe out there, and stay tuned for another live stream. Cheers.